One place you might not have thought about around your house to help keep pests out is landscaping. So, what are the landscaping and exterior habits like on your house? Common problems that we see with landscaping or just exterior habits, things we see out there. Firewood stacked against the house. Your mulch is piled way too high. You don't want mulch above the base of the siding. In fact, ideally you would have a good 6 inches between the bottom of the siding and the top of the mulch. I know it looks beautiful when you pile it up high, but that's not ideal for keeping pests away from your house. Because what can happen is the mulch gets piled above the base of the siding. Now you got moisture just sitting against the base of the siding. Well, what's right behind the siding? It's your wood. It's the sides of your house. And so moisture can just sit there and rot little by little. And the other thing that can happen is termites like to go undetected, or any pest for that matter. That's how they survive, right? And so they can crawl through the mulch and up under the siding into your walls and they're undetected. Whereas if there's a 6 or 8 inch gap between the bottom of the siding and the top of the mulch, and especially termites have to create those mud tubes to safely traverse that area, you're going to see that and they're going to be easier to detect. And it won't be something that can happen for years and years without you noticing something. So keep that mulch from getting piled too high. Tree branches touching the roof. The best story I have about this is tree branches are just a super highway for squirrels, chipmunks, and carpenter ants getting into your house. I got a call one late night, or I was getting text by a person that had bought a house. We had mentioned in the report they had overhanging branches that needed to be trimmed back and so forth. They move in, and there are carpenter ants all over the upstairs of their house. This was a 2-story house, believe it or not. And they're wondering why in the world I didn't tell them about the carpenter ants. Well, number one, they weren't there when I was there. Number two, I did tell you to trim your trees back to keep the carpenter ants out of there. So definitely has an effect when you have overgrown trees. You know, a raccoon's gonna struggle to get on your roof unless you got a tree that can help it. So keep those things trimmed back. Overgrown shrubs against the siding. The biggest problem we see with overgrown shrubs is they hold moisture against the siding and specifically trim around windows. And so then the trim will rot. If it's wood trim, it'll rot, and that provides pathways into the house. Look, a pest is very resourceful. They're like humans. They have a will to survive and live and thrive. And so they're going to do what they have to do to get into a house. And then leaves and debris against foundations. And so kind of the same concept we just talked about. Leaves, mulch, debris, all kind of the same thing. The best practice, again, is to maintain a 6 to 8 inch clearance between the soil and the mulch and the siding. Now, you might be in a low lying area, you have flat grading, and you have 2 inches below the siding right now, or an inch. There's not a whole lot you can do about that except keep it clean, keep it from getting built up, inspect it regularly to look for signs of entry.